गोल आई तो बाकी नहीं अभी बाकी आएगा गोल
स्क्वाड इतनी ऑरा फार्मिंग कर रहे, इतना अच्छे से कम्युनिकेशन अपन दिखा रहे, इतना अच्छे से अपन सबको ग्रीट कर रहे, बात कर रहे, तो प्यार देना बनता है। लाइक और सब्सक्राइब मारो, प्राउड फील कराना मैंने अपनी आईजीसी को। में बन चुका है फ्रॉम द इंडियन रीजन एज वेल, ओनली इंडियन रीजन की तरफ अगर बात करूं तो एक ऐसे खिलाड़ी बन चुके जो अपनी गन गेम को इट्स फुल पोटेंशियल दिखा चुके इन फ्रंट ऑफ द एंटायर रूम। जी बिल्कुल, और आई थिंक जैसे सवालों की बात कर रहे हैं, आई थिंक एक ही सवाल था जब लोग एस पावर
But today is that we might see teams that might not be challenging for that first place, putting up great performances, and we saw that exactly out of Godlike. This squad came to play. This squad has absolutely nothing to lose. Well, it's looking like where the teams are currently standing, how far away some of the other teams are from there. Knocks it reinforces Ashley in first place with 123 points. Now we have two teams that are able to win in the next match.
Oh my goodness, by the way, Arena should also be covered, I'm pretty sure, because they are also in
above or tie 122 points. So if Nongshim Red Falls or E-Arena now lays get a chicken dinner, that's it, tournament over, and we will be crowning our champions.
I know, and it's so incredibly exciting because both of these teams, especially when it comes to those sort of placement points, look at Nongshim at 40 placement points, E-Arena with 34, they have every opportunity and drive to be able to secure that chicken dinner. Now, Seven, you asked me a little bit about Godlike, which I know was on the second page. And the reason we want to highlight that is because they were sort of sitting more under that middle threshold. But with 10 eliminations early game, another 4 as they sort of rotate in on that northeast side. And then S-Power recovering the team to bring them back in. But I want to give like a kind of a little special shout out to Admino having an absolute banger of a game too. I think it was about 7 eliminations just by themselves, and they were able to sort of scout and hold that, and just getting like that 15 elimination points on the board is insanity, especially from where they were sitting earlier today.
But I want to check real quick the rankings. We did see for a quick second there. 11 points away for 4 Thrives now. Jumping around from the middle pack. 11 points away from top 3. The comeback is happening.
This is what I keep saying. This is
Fourth Thrives comeback?
Fourth Thrives comeback?
Fourth Thrives comeback? Because this team, I actually got a chance to talk with for life. If you want to check that out, go to my Instagram at the 7WG. But we're now seeing the race to smash. There you go. You see Fourth Thrives 23 points away, which this is a perfect start for that team, getting more than 15 eliminations, getting in the top 2, and now they are just 23 points away. And if we know anything for this squad, with the way that they're playing, with what we have seen out of them in PMGO Season 1 this year, they could make it in the next match, as long as one of the 2 teams at the top don't end up winning it.
Well, exactly, yeah. So this is the case, this is the scenario where, you know, neither of those teams, Nongshim or E-Arena, they don't win next match. We do go into game 3. If Fourth Thrives are allowed another good win, I say allowed because we don't want any hot dropping going on. They might get targeted, you never know. However, if they're allowed one more game, if we do go into game 3, Fourth Thrives need another top 5. They need another several points, 8, 9 eliminations. There we go.
Yeah.
Another few of those, and they are in Smash Ruling. They are a contender, and they could just do a back-to-back global win.
And I think we did end up getting today Maxman. I think we might have gotten a Maxman grenade on that day.
Oh, really? Did we now? It's time for your favorite segment of the day. It's Maxman's Grenade of today. Let's check it out. Which play's going to be here? It's going to be in the city. Gets it done right away. The man is an absolute menace, but he's too much of a menace because T24 had to take him down. Oh!
Give him a boom boom back to the lobby. It's Max Grenade of the day.
Sorry, some background music for you, Max.
That was a great. We got the drums, we got the jingle too. But yeah, for that team, I mean, overall, it's a great start here for the final day of PMWC at EWC 26. a great performance out of those teams that we were expecting a good performance out of, right? We talked about already E-Arena having to do what they needed to do. Now Nongshim being able to show up when they needed to show up, starting off great here with the win as well. One thing that we do need to talk about is possibly this team's being targeted. When I say being targeted, I don't mean getting a hot drop right away, but we are going to be looking at those rotations, because if we look at E-Arena, E-Arena has 2 wins so far this PMWC in Erangel, and in the finals, E-Arena has already gotten 1 win in day 1, match 3 in Erangel.
Actually, I do want to say, I was talking to Kalaris earlier. Nongshim Red Force, they got back-to-back wins, right, on the island finish. So that's going to be something that you got to keep into mind also, because they did win PMMI by Smash ruling. Literally, all of the storylines are merging together in favor of the South Korean team of Nongshim Red Force. They could be looking fantastic. But of course, that's if E-Arena get a win, or if Nongshim Red Force get a win. But Niptura,
yes,
we got to keep in mind, it's not Rondo anymore, it's no Recall Tower anymore, meaning the teams that are not currently in the Smash Zone is going to be even more complicated for them to reach 122 points.
Oh, absolutely. And then you've got, you know, when we've seen this a lot of times in, you know, Smash Rolling last day, all of this sort of stuff, you do tend to see other teams actually go ahead and change their drop location to avoid getting targeted. But you're right, Seven, right? We are going to be looking at those rotations. We need 4th Rise, we need Nongshim, we need E-Arena, we need Enigma Galaxy as well. All of those teams. Aurora did not have a good game at all, so they're still chasing that. They need to make sure their rotations are on point, that they might change them a little bit just to avoid any early eliminations, because right now, it is now or never. We got 2 teams in Smash ruling. You do not want to take any chances going out earlier.
You're gonna have to use those spidey senses if you're currently at the top. If you're 4th Thrives, you want to continue your frag out. Here you go, you can actually have it back now. Thanks so much for letting me borrow. If you're some of the other teams, E-Arena, Nongshim, you gotta watch out for everything going on your way. And I know right now around the arena, we do have a special guest crawling by.
Spider-Man is officially back in PUBG Mobile. Some of you may remember the collaboration in 2022, and this time he's returning to Erangel. Suit up and explore the brand new central square. You can move across rooftops, run across ceilings, and hunt down enemy squads. But it wouldn't be Spider-Man without the powers. So, you can grab Peter Parker's gloves and you can web swing your way around the city, or you can even use your webs in combat to slow down or trap your opponents. And of course, there's so much to discover beyond the fights. You can visit Peter Parker's apartment and hunt for hidden Easter eggs inspired by the world of Spider-Man. From Peter's messages, to secret clues, to hidden surprises that you're going to have to find yourselves. And remember your favorite Spider-Man movies? Well, here's your chance to recreate those iconic moments. Maybe you pull off a perfect rescue, maybe you escape a fight by swimming. So, if you haven't jumped in yet, grab your squad and experience Spider-Man in PUBG Mobile. Also, Spider-Man isn't only swinging around Erangel today. We have got Spider-Man on stage right here with us right now, and he didn't come empty-handed. He's going to be handing out PUBG Mobile merch in and amongst the arena, so make some noise for Spider-Man!
Oh, it's good to see the heroes back in action on every single front, from Spider-Man to Hyunbin and the rest of Nongshim. Heroes is the name of the game today. These teams have been heroes in their own right. For Nongshim Red Force, what a push to hold down Meiran and find their way to that Smash Zone. E-Arena held their nerve. They played that west side well, and they just got across that line. It was surgical precision on that 122.
Surgical is the perfect word because Rondo did not disappoint. Yeah, we got Spider-Man here to save the day, but we got two massive threats in the lobby now. We've got E-Arena and Nongshim Red Force that can end the tournament right here, right now, with one single chicken dinner.
That's all it's going to take. We saw Nongshim just do it. Can they pull it out the bag again? But it's not just those two teams. As the desk, as Blank and Jackie were saying before as well, there are other teams waiting in the wings, now staged with the points that they earned from that previous game, from that Rondo, to jump into the Smash Zone. There are probably at least 6 teams that can do it this match and join them. So if we don't get one of those Smash Chicken Dinners, it is going to get hotter and hotter as the day goes on, because I don't think we're only going to see 2 teams breaking that barrier today.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to get on the cast here for it to at least cast one game, right?
Absolutely.
This is absolutely insane here. My hopes and dreams are coming true. Could we see 6, 7 teams in the Smash Zone with one single squad that could win it? That would be insane. At the same time, though, right? You gotta stop these 2 squads, because if E-Arena or Nongshim Red Force win right here, that's it. This tournament is over, and one of them is walking away with $500,000.
Hey man, I caught Coach Pecco for Enigma Galaxy on the walk over to the caster booth just now, and he was saying, I asked him, hey, you gonna target? And he was like, if we know it's them, things might get a little bit dicey. Hey, you know, I can't say, but yeah, I feel like that is the sort of situation where teams who are certainly below those top 2 will really hard commit. If they find one of these teams in a fight, the third-party targeting will definitely be high on the menu for a lot of these teams.
It has to be. It really does. I got a chance to talk to Knight, as a matter of fact, the coach from Furia, and because in Brazil, these guys have had so much practice when it comes to the Smash ruling. Furia themselves have smashed in multiple of their regional tournaments. So I was talking to them, I was like, hey, exactly the same question, right? If you see a couple teams in the Smash Zone, will you guys go out of your way to take them out? And they said, well, at a certain point, we have to. You know what I'm saying? We know what's at stake. If we have to risk a bad game to ensure that we can continue in this tournament to possibly come back, we're going to do it, right? So even if it's a crash and we lose the fight, we're taking a couple of those players with us. So the whole lobby, honestly, really needs to have that kind of same mentality, because if you want to be able to move up the leaderboards, there are massive jumps in prize pools as we go from 3rd, 4th, 5th place. So you want to be able to stay in this tournament as long as possible, and this one's going to be a fun one. We got a nice Eastern Circle.
I don't know about nice. It's certainly an Eastern Circle, though. It's going to push all the way out towards Milta, east of it, and Milta Power. Lepovka's in there as well. A lot of water here, Jukes. So that is going to be tricky to navigate. Ulf might try and step in. Ida clashing with Tianba over on the western side. A very, very close drop.
And of course, we got our big threat of the lobby on a bike. Finally finding a vehicle here. And they're going to go ahead and be looting all this north side of Georgeville Hospital area. And since it is such an Eastern Circle, right, I wonder how much these teams are going to be kind of even thinking about possibly a rotation camp. Things like that are going to start coming into play here. And
yeah,
man, this is gonna get intense.
Yeah, a lot of teams looking to put pressure on as the fight in near gap between Ida and Tianba is still popping off. Remember, this is an adjustment from Ida to move out this way with the plane path as south as it was. They are going to get stuck straight in with Tianba, and neither team is looking super happy about it. Aching on the inside of the building. Swain on the top floor now has Eagle to contend with as well. Drops a nade down to the ground floor. He tries to fend off the remaining 2 players. QZZ unlikely to get picked back up here. Does bleed out in the end. And a step forwards. Swain rebuffs. One more barrel, but it's not enough to blast it back. Tianba survived, but with only 2 players. And Horror can just move in and maybe just sweep this one through. A very strange hot drop coming through over on Gatka.
Terrible. I mean, honestly, Ida's disrupted this lobby so much, and Tiamba are devastated. Now down to just 2 single players. Aching jumps out, just desperate, trying to do something for his squad, and Eagle is just standing still, just saying, like, not like this. Not like this.
Horror have been a little bit quieter during the course of these finals. Not the fans, that is, the players. The fans have been plenty loud and we've loved it, but they haven't quite had the performance that we were maybe expecting from them coming into the games in these finals. It's not going to be enough. I don't see them catching up when we've already got 2 teams in that smash zone. It is a bit unfortunate. It is not great, but they can look pretty good in game. We know that. And one of the ways that you can look good in game at home is with the Naruto skins. Make sure you're heading into game to pick up the character sets, the Ninetales Fury Org, and you can look as good as anyone taking on those ninja challenges.
Yeah, get that ninjutsu going. And honestly, yeah, it seems like Aura, OG, they're going to need to bust some of that out if they want to be able to make a crazy run for it. Mathematically, it is still possible, right? If Aura, they start with 3, they're going to need a 20-point game here, a 20-point game in the next one, and maybe even another one after that.
It's triple back-to-back.
It's triple back-to-backs, you know what I'm saying? We still have enough games to do it. It's just going to be tough, especially considering that there's going to be quite a few teams in that smash zone very, very quickly here. That's if this game even continues on after this one. So a lot of different factors to play out. The problem also is the fact that we get later and later into this tournament, the desperation is going to raise tremendously, right? So these teams in the mid-pack are going to even start playing hyper-aggressive because they're going to know, right? Their coaches are going to tell them, hey, man, look, you made it all the way over here to Paris, all right? You either get 20 points or this was all for nothing at a certain point, right?
Well, there's still placements on the line and all of that sort of thing. I'm just looking at the map at the moment and I'm seeing that Nongshim Red Force might be in with their first fight in a moment, which is going to enlighten the rest of the lobby as to sort of where they're playing, what sort of conflicts they could be running into. A 2-2 split across Milta right now for Nongshim as they did not fully or firmly hold the bridge against Alula, so that crossing does come through. And that central glut of teams, and now they start to take shots. Alula in the hovercraft have plenty of armor to rebuff the first volley, but there's more still being flung down range, and that's going to have to divert them on the long road. They find the knock, and there's the flush. Nongshim Red Force extract the first point.
Wow, okay, so they end up getting a point on that. Pretty wild. And Alula are in this next circle, down a player. The thing is, though, if any team nearby happen to hear those shots, they know where Nongshim Red Force is now. So that is going to be a factor, but they are in a really good spot for this circle for now.
I mean, teams should be aware, right, of where they're playing based on the fact that it was Alula that they knocked, and Nongshim Red Force generally going to be in this sort of location. Not sure if I like that.
Yeah, it's going to be tough here as you got some pretty wild rotations here. Speaking of wild rotations, we got EWC rocking their 2-2 split.
The same again.
Same again. You know, I actually talked to Ralph a little earlier this morning. Asked him, like, hey, you're going to continue to do it? They're like, yeah, you know, it's worked for us in the past. We're going to try it out. We've noticed that on the west side, had a little bit of unluck with some pretty crazy pushes. But we're going to give it a shot here, and we'll see if it pays off for them.
I mean, they did win a chicken dinner from a circle similar to this, on a rotation similar to this. Obviously, it was a different lobby. It was a different time. We were different people, Jukes. We were so much younger.
We've grown so much.
Yeah, exactly. We've come so far. But they're going to look for that regroup at some point. Getting through for that regroup is really the difficult part that we've seen for EWC on this regroup rotation. Getting through the glut of teams right now, I'm not too sure how that's going to work. They may have to go on the boat, maybe head up all the way north of Lepovka and go all the way around. That would be, I mean, maybe not sensible, but possible, certainly. It's difficult, and they are going to get on the road right now to see what they can find. E-Arena are also starting their move in from South George. As we can see, we're on board of them, just passing the north side of school to head towards the center of this circle as it centers up on that Milta Hill near prison and mansion.
Rotations are coming as we are zooming in to Erangel. What kind of circle are we going to get here? All right, just beautiful center up, very typical. A lot of these teams were expecting this, and they got it. Now you see Enigma Galaxy, right? They're going to be on both sides of this circle. It's going to be very difficult for them to get to their teammates here, so we'll see how this pays off. But we still got some teams still trying to get in this zone. E-Arena pushing in super late because they land over there in North George. Aura still in Severny. And you got Vitality going on the other bridge here, so they're going to be super late in the circle as well.
Yeah, Vitality's still on the West Bridge. I don't like it. I think this is way too long. You're overcommitting. No one's turned up. Not too sure what the game plan was there for Vitality. It's not the same team we saw from their stages.
Sad.
So
Yeah,
unfortunate.
It's the same thing we saw in PMGO too.
Yeah. So it's a big drop-off, which I'm sad to see. Galaxy, they get their back duo caught up in a regroup, and this is exactly what I was worried about. It's only going to be Lord, his vehicle's on fire, and he goes down because he hops out. As it's on fire, they lose their back too. I guess, yeah, Ralph, keep doing that. See how that works out for you.
Yeah, I saw his player cam, and I could see he said, what the heck? You know, oh, what happened? How is this?
Why are there players here in the middle of the circle?
How did I get knocked?
What? Oh, that's crazy.
That's super unfortunate. The 2-2 split, man. I mean, losing players like that is so rough. We'll see how it all continues on, though. That's if we have another match after this, because Nongshim Red Force are on the south side of Milta, full squad, looking dangerous. On the other end, you got the other Titans of the lobby, E-Arena, holding down the north side. So both these teams able to secure a position as a full four-man team.
A vice grip on the circle right now, and our teams will look to try and slip that. This is a replay on Lord getting knocked. You can see he drove up. It was actually the hop out that got him. He'd already taken enough damage and hadn't slowed down enough. He hopped out of the vehicle, kept that momentum, and it was the fall. He hit that ground a little bit too fast.
The ankles.
Just rolled the ankle, man. Rolled the ankle. And now Coops and Satan have to do it all on their loans. And it's a bad time. It's a bad time. I feel like it may have worked before. Teams maybe weren't necessarily expecting something like that, and they weren't looking for a duo to be rotating in such an early fashion, especially because they know, oh, well, these players haven't lost, so it should be a full four coming from there. But there's been enough games now when Enigma Galaxy have done this that teams should be like, oh, yeah, that's what they do. Let's just clamp down on that.
You know, it's one of those strategies that I don't know whether to be... It's just one of those strats that's just like, okay, it's different. You know what I'm saying?